I have received a report concerning this particular measure, this particular disease. And I'd like to show the video. Anyway, it is a little over 10 minutes. But after the video, I'd like the comment of Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. On the video itself. So please pay close attention to the video. I think it's somehow very interesting, if not revealing. May we have it, please? Must be audio.
Mystery surrounding the coronavirus becomes denser and denser by the day. As doubts arise about its origin, and everything seemingly points to biowarfare being waged against China. According to the medical journal The Lancet, the first case of infection dates back to December 1, 2019, and the person infected had not been to the Wuhan fish market. Further critical points have also been raised by some independent journalists. Now we know that in the Wuhan biolab, the Chinese were experimenting with a modified SARS virus for military purposes. At least 3 other countries have been doing the same for years: the United States, Russia, and China. We found 3 news in this regard. The first news dates back to 2014, and it announces the construction by China and France of a biolaboratory for the research on infectious viruses in China. And guess in which city it was built? None other than Wuhan. The second news, which is connected to the first, is of 2015, in which the Pirbright Institute of British government-funded pharmaceutical company asks and obtains a patent for the coronavirus that can also serve according to the patent as a vaccine to prevent respiratory lungs disease such as contagious bronchitis. The third news is about the Bill Gates Foundation funding biotech companies that are trying to develop vaccines against the deadly Wuhan coronavirus. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and others predicted up to 65 million deaths via coronavirus in simulation ran just 3 months ago. I wouldn't be surprised if both the US military and the CIA were directly involved in the development of the deadly coronavirus strain. Bear in mind, the 2014 Ebola outbreak came as a result of another rogue US military operation in Africa in which the Soros-Gates-funded Kenema Bioweapons Lab in Sierra Leone was involved. Surprisingly enough, this rogue U.S. military operation came shortly after Mark Lambert's appointment as the new U.S. ambassador in the United Nations, as an effort to prevent and thwart China's aggressive influence over the UN Security Council's future decisions. And John Bolton. What was he doing at the Gates meeting? Welcome to the Atlantis Report. Everything apparently points to biowarfare being waged against China. The culprits are the Western powers, namely the U.S. and Britain. The objective is to put stress on China in a combined effort to contain her growing power and influence. The tool, the coronavirus. The best bioweapons are not going to kill everyone immediately. They burn through too many hosts and die out. Best to make a virus that infects everyone and causes the infrastructure to fail with massive numbers of the sick. Kinda what is happening in China right now. Look at Ebola, it kills too fast and dies out relatively quickly. Coronavirus, officially called the novel coronavirus 2019 nCoV. Its contagion is a respiratory illness, a new type of viral pneumonia, in the same family of infections as SARS and MERS. It is highly contagious, up to 2-week incubation in patients with no symptoms. Just the perfect recipe for a global outbreak. I doubt any country is prepared for this. Wuhan, a city of 11 million, is completely shut down, is estimated to have over 25,000 confirmed cases and over 43,000 infections. Wuhan lockdown doesn't really help to stop spreading in other major cities in China. Chongqing can be the most affected, followed by Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. China has over 50 million people on lockdown right at this very moment. Just give that a little bit of thought. Over 50 million people. And by the way, China is always lying about figures and statistics. The coronavirus is way more grave than they make it seem. Millions of Chinese are stuck in cities in complete lockdown. The first case in Germany was just reported. By now it is spreading across the States and Europe. Meanwhile, most stocks are hovering around their all-time highs. Remember that after the SARS breakout we went down to -40%. And SARS was nothing compared to this one. This is the moment to prevent getting a hit with your pension money. I suspect there will be follow-up releases until desired population levels are achieved. If they release this, there is nothing stopping them from releasing engineered smallpox, Marsburg, anthrax, and so on. Or God knows what kind of chimeras they have created. And rising speculation it was engineered could be steered by the US as an accidental release from the level 4 facility 20 miles from the fish market. Extremely slick. Wonder if she has it figured out. Probably. It's a dead certainty Putin has. Another article by the blacklistednews.com reports under the title, Did China Steal Coronavirus from Canada and Weaponize It? Last year a mysterious shipment was caught smuggling coronavirus from Canada.
Well, we just received that last night. So, Mr. Chairman, there's more to it, but we can stop here and ask the Secretary of the Foreign Affairs to give his comments.
Mr. Senate President, members of the Senate, members of my fellow members in Cabinet, this is an example of the craziest video I have ever seen. It is also a validation of a joke I used to make about North Korea. North Korea kept announcing that we are the greatest power on earth because we are exploding atomic bombs inside North Korea. I said, at the rate North Korea is going, there will be nothing left of North Korea. Now, in this video, there are the suspects. China inflicting it on itself. 99% of all infections are Chinese. So why would they do that? Maybe the plan is for China to create a virus so strong, they will first test it on themselves. And when they are all dead, then they will spread it to other countries. Second, other suspect, US. The US has done this because they can send it all across the ocean into Wuhan and kill the Chinese. But then, later on, the other suspects are Canada. But at any rate, it says it will also spread to US and Europe. Again, this is a plot of the United States and the West to destroy China by first destroying itself. This is really clever. So I don't know if you can believe this, but on the other hand, let me say that there is no truth that China even withheld information about this disease. On January 7, Hong Kong consulate received the news from the Hong Kong government that on January 4, it had already released its preparedness and response plan for novel infectious disease of public significance. Before the discovery that you could isolate it, China was already spreading the news to all its administrative regions, who were then authorized to tell us that this is happening. 3 days later, they discovered the isolated virus. In short, even before they were sure of it, they were already warning everyone. Second, from that point on, China was already warning us, and I assure, warning all the other consulates and embassies about the progress of this disease. And it goes on day to day, all the way down to the 27th of January when, my first reaction when this came out and I was asked, what will you do about it? I said, the Department of Foreign Affairs consists of civil servants who are diplomats. We are incompetent to address a disease. Therefore, we are putting ourselves under the direction of the Department of Health. And all its orders will be followed by DFA throughout the world. We will not listen to anybody else in the government, including ourselves. So, from that point on, you had unity of command. Now,
Anyway.